This is the plaintiff, Joanne Minicozy. She says the defendant, her neighbor of 17 years, came over to fix her sliding glass door and in the process shattered the glass. He told her to buy a new door and he would install it for free, but that's ridiculous. Now she's out $4,000 in door and frame repairs due to the defendant's careless mistakes. And that's exactly what she's suing for. This is the defendant, Stephen Heitman. He says the frame door was completely rotted away and he told her it needed to be replaced. He temporarily tried to adjust the door because the plaintiff told him she needed time to find the money for the frame, and in the process of opening the door, it shattered. The door had another pane of glass in it, so it was still functional, but the plaintiff was livid. Bottom line, he wasn't getting paid for this job. He just tried to help his neighbor out, and he owes her nothing. He's accused of shattering a relationship.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff had her neighbor fix her sliding glass door. The guy shattered the glass, but the defendant says the door was rotted, so it's her fault. It's the case of pain in the glass.
Thank you, Douglas. Joanne Minicozy, yes. You're suing Stephen Heitman, your neighbor and friend, for $4,000, a cost and installation of a new sliding glass door that he broke, correct?
Yes.
What happened here?
Well, what happened was on April the 29th, I asked Steve if he could help my sliding door slide easier. He said no problem, he could do the job.
Okay, were you paying him?
Yes.
How much were you going to pay him?
Usually with each job, he charged me about $100. I used him in the past for other things.
Okay. According to you, you were doing her a favor?
Yes.
Were you going to charge her?
No.
Okay, and according to you, he was charging you,
He
but
was
he
gonna-
would tell
yeah,
you how much
right,
later?
right.
Was there ever a time that he would do work around your house and not charge you?
No.
Okay, what say you to that? She says that you would do work around her house and she would always charge you. I mean, you would always charge her.
No, I didn't charge her. Most of the time when I did things for her, she'd want to pay me, and I'd say, don't worry about it. And then she would hand me $30, $40, depending on what we were doing.
Okay. So what happens?
So he started to fix the door, and then he started to drill the door. When he was drilling on the door,
Drilling what part of the door?
the bottom of the door,
Okay, so describe the door for me.
it's a Peller sliding glass door. It has glass on the inside, glass on the outside, and the blinds on the inside. So
Can I
what
see
he
it?
did,
Do you have a picture of it?
I do.
How old is the door?
10 years?
And what was wrong with it? Just the sliding mechanism?
Right, right. It wasn't sliding easy, you know.
What's going on down here?
That's the panel that he removed. And he removed some wood and then put some new wood in there. And then he took the power drill and started to drill the new wood, and that's when the outside glass shattered.
Why does that wood look so rotted? That's what was in there?
Right. So he said he was going to remove the wood and put in new wood.
But he only is that new wood he put in?
Yes.
But it doesn't reach all the way across?
No.
Like, what's going on here? You tell me.
I explained to her the door was rotted, it would need to be replaced, and that's a temporary fix. That wood is from my backyard. I came, I put that wood in so I could attach the rollers on the bottom of the door so it'd be functional for her until she could afford a new door.
And then you took a drill to that, and that's when the glass shattered?
Well, I had to get screws in it to hold them blocks of wood in place.
But how did the glass shatter?
I was sliding it back and forth, and apparently there was a nail or a screw that was too close to the glass and chipped the glass, and the safety glass cracked.
Okay. So what happened? What was her reaction when that happened?
She was pretty upset with me because I've been going through the gate rather than through the house, and her dogs got out. So she was pretty irate, and she wasn't happy about the glass breaking. So I cleaned up the mess.
Wait, the dogs got out and the glass broke? Okay.
Yeah. So I cleaned up the glass, and we're here.
You want $4,000?
So he wasn't making any money. Is he responsible for replacing the glass?
No, I don't think so because it wasn't a job, it was a favor.
But he screwed up.
He was being a nice person.
Yeah, he screwed up. Does he have to pay?
Nah, I don't think so.
We'll find out going inside the courtroom.
Don't you feel responsible?
No, I feel I was doing the right thing, trying to help her.
Well, wait a second, though. You've worked in her house how many times?
I can't count how many times. 17 years work.
Okay. 20 times?
Okay.
100 times?
20.
Okay, and you've always gotten paid. This is not a favor, and even if it is a favor, I'm trying to understand how the glass broke and why you would feel that you're not responsible for something. Maybe not what she wants, but for something.
It's quite clear the door was completely rotted, the bottom of the door. It's not a panel that's replaceable.
Right, but when you're drilling into it, or when a nail is too close to the thing, like you just described what caused it to shatter, that would be stuff you did. That's not, it didn't magically shatter at the inopportune moment that you're working on the door.
It's not an intentional thing.
Oh,
you know,
of course
you
not.
Can't, you know, you
of
can't
course it's not
foresee
intentional,
these.
but, you know, civil court is, I mean, if it was intentional, you'd be in criminal court. If you were trying to break the lady's window, it's criminal mischief. But if it's accidental while you're trying to fix it, but it's on you, it's on you. So why is it you feel that she should have to pay for it instead of you? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
$4,000 for a
Okay, that's
piece
a
of
different
glass
issue.
is
That's a different
ridiculous.
issue. We'll talk about that in a second. But do you, if you're not responsible, who is? The thing broke while you were trying to fix it.
Okay, well,
All right. So now you're trying to get, I don't think I can phrase it better than you did. Let me see exactly how you said it in your answer to the complaint. That's like bringing a 20-year-old car to the mechanic and the engine blows up, so you demand a new car. You see
Well, I
what
had
he's
to
saying?
get a new
You
door,
want
though.
$4,000 for brand new Pella doors. Ooh, bonanza. See, court is about putting you in the position you were in before the bad thing happened, not about making you better off. Now, I understand that you are in a position now where you have to buy a new door, and you didn't expect to buy a new door. But you would be much enriched if you were able to get a brand new door on somebody else's dime when you had 20-year-old rotting doors. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So it's really the value of the item at the time that the item is broken, okay? How come that glass can't be repaired?
because the sash itself was rotted. You won't get a glass company to come in and put a piece of glass in a rotted sash.
But if the sash is repaired, can the glass be replaced?
That would be cost prohibitive.
So it's cheaper to actually buy new doors?
Buy or try to contact the company and see if they can send out a replacement. If you know the year and the model, some companies will send you a replacement sash. Charge you, of course, but...
Did you ever try to find out what that would be?
No, I wasn't there to do the job. I was there to get the door functional for her.
Did you ever have... What is your evidence on what your damages are? Did you ever try to call Pella and find out what they would charge to repair it and whether
No, I didn't call. I just
So where do
didn't think
you grab $4,000 from? You need to
Because
prove
then
that
I had someone come and give me the estimate, and I had the door installed.
Oh, you have had the
Yeah.
door installed already. May I
Yeah.
see your
Sure.
payment for that in your contract?
Sure.
How close do you guys live to each other?
Right next door.
Oy, this has to be awkward. Who are the folks with you?
My daughter and my sister.
Who's who?
I'm a daughter.
Okay. You two talk to each other since this happened, or you just like avoid each other?
Just the one time I called her to see what her thinking was, and she said she'd see me in court, so I left it at that. I'm a pretty mellow person, and so is she. I don't think we're going to have any problems in the future.
Are these Pella also?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have to come up with a little rough justice here because, you got another 20 years now out of these doors, and so it's not fair for him to have to pay the entire amount. But by the same token, I understand that you weren't planning on buying new doors, so, whatever he did that caused the glass to shatter is something that was an inconvenience to you because you had to come up with all this dough. And I think that a fair resolution, did you guys ever try to negotiate this so you could stay nice, happy neighbors, or no?
Steve did offer that if I purchased a new sliding door, he would install it for free.
And what does installation of that door cost?
I don't know.
Because it was never separated for you,
Right.
but you didn't want them there anymore.
No, it didn't work the first time with the first one. Yeah.
Right. Right. I'm going to order the defendant to pay the plaintiff half of the cost of the brand new doors, $2,000. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff does prevail. She doesn't get everything she was seeking, but Mr. Heitman, the judge says you got to give her $2,000 for these doors. What do you think about that?
Well, It's what the judge decided. It's better than having to give her $4,000.
Yeah,
But
I would agree with that. You said you didn't think you were going to have problems with her after this.
I won't.
But what do you think? I mean, you think
Yeah,
you're okay? Your next door neighbors, you can live in peace?
I've always have.
And would you help her out again if she needs help?
Only if it was a medical emergency. Other than that, she can deal with her own problems.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You
have a
may
good
sign a
day.
few documents that way. Well, Ms. Manakazi, you didn't get 4,000, you got 2,000. How you feel?
I feel fine. I think the judge made a fair decision, a good decision. You know, I did get something out of it, so very happy. I'm
Okay.
very happy.
You can live with peace with him or
Sure,
not?
sure, I
Think you
can.
can?
Yeah. Yeah, no
Good,
problem.
Good. All right.
right, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
You're
you
very
very
welcome. Okay. Harvey?
I mean, here's the deal. Even if you're not making any money, if you undertake to do something for somebody, you have to use reasonable care. If you do not use reasonable care in performing the service and there's damage, you're on the hook.